The sudden death of Supreme Court Justice Anton Scalia has set the stage for a major political showdown that could have serious implications on both sides of the aisle. President Barack Obama said he did plan to nominate a successor for Scalia, who was found dead at a resort in Texas on Saturday, and said that the U.S. Senate should give the nominee careful consideration.
I plan to fulfill my constitutional responsibilities to nominate a successor in due time. There will be plenty of time for me to do so and for the Senate to fulfill its responsibility to give that person a fair hearing and a timely vote.
Republicans, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, said they would oppose any attempt by Obama to nominate a new justice and that the decision should be left to the next president. Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton called the Republicans' plan of attack unconstitutional.
To hear comments like those of Leader Mitch McConnell's this evening is very disappointing. It is totally out of step with our history and our constitutional principles.
Waiting for the next president to make a nomination would leave Scalia's seat empty for an unprecedented 11 months. With Republicans now in charge of the Senate and anxious to exert their influence over the process, Obama will be likely forced to pick a moderate with little or no history of advocating for liberal causes.
Also, I had to find, one time they wanted me to find out if there was such a thing as a poison that was undetectable, especially one that seemed to mimic a heart attack, that would kill someone, but it would appear that they had a heart attack. I did find such a thing.
Does this pistol fire the dart?
Yes, it does, Mr. Chairman, and a special one was developed which potentially would be able to enter the target without perception.
The poison was frozen into some sort of dart, and then it was shot at very high speed into the person, so when it reached the person it would melt inside them, and the only thing would be like one little tiny red dot on their body, which was hard to detect. There wouldn't be a needle left or anything like that in the person.
But also the toxin itself would not appear in the autopsy?
Yes, so that there was no way of perceiving that the target was hit.
Obama is pushing forward, promising to nominate someone quickly, and warning Senate Republicans to not play politics with the court.
There will be plenty of time for me to do so and for the Senate to fulfill its responsibility to give that person a fair hearing and a timely vote. These are responsibilities that I take seriously, as should everyone.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called on the president to wait and leave the decision in the, quote, hands of the voters and the winner of the race for the White House. Rank and file Republicans like Lindsey Graham said any Obama nominee will have a tough time being confirmed.
The practical consequence is that no one will be appointed that's not a consensus choice.
And as the president and Senate leaders squabble, it will be against the backdrop of an increasingly divisive presidential election.
Elections have consequences.
Hillary Clinton rushed to support Obama's right to pick the nominee and pushed the Senate to confirm.
It is outrageous that Republicans in the Senate and on the campaign trail have already pledged to block any replacement that President Obama nominates.
So, this is just, some of this just has to do with how we do business.
Elections have consequences.